This is the QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studio on Caraba Avenue, and I am Andy Kema. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. As traffic accidents show no sign of abating, the National Roads Authority launches a road safety campaign. The Gambia today joined the rest of the world to commemorate World Population Day, which also saw the launch of the World Population Report. Officials of the Gambia's Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, PURA, called a press conference on Thursday to inform the public that several radio stations have either ceased operations or are operating with expired licenses. The Gambia National Assembly today, Thursday, received reports from its delegations which had participated in various international forums. 207 senior police officers have been promoted to various ranks during a ceremony at the police headquarters in Banjul on Wednesday. In sports news, Gambia's queen of the track, Gina Mariam Bass-Bite, arrived back home on soil to a hero's welcome on Wednesday with the support of QCell Sunyubos. Those were the headlines, and now look at the stories in detail. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. Today, the 11th of July, is World Population Day, set aside globally to raise awareness on emerging population and development-related issues. As Jennifer Sonko reports, the Gambia joined the rest of the world to commemorate the day, which say the launch of the World Population Report.
In 2011, the global population reached the 7 billion mark. It stands at almost 7.9 billion in 2021 and is expected to grow to around 8.5 billion in 2030 and 9.7 billion in 2050. According to the United Nations, this dramatic growth has been driven largely by increasing numbers of people surviving to reproductive age and has been accompanied by major changes in fertility rates, increasing urbanization and accelerating migration. There is a National Commission on Population in the Gambia, coordinating authority of the national policy and programs through advocacy and research, amongst others, for improved quality of life. Here is Mariama Fane, Director of Population Affairs at the National Population Commission.
As the Gambia and the global community confront multifaceted challenges, ranging from demographic shift and economic disparities to technological advancements, climate change and health crisis, the demand for accurate and comprehensive data has never been more crucial.
The UNFPA reports that 40% of women around the world cannot exercise their right to make decisions as fundamental as whether or not to have children. The UN body also reports that countries experiencing rapid population growth, women's empowerment through education and family planning can bring numerous benefits by way of human capital and inclusive economic growth. Ndairo Sar, UNFPA representative, elaborates.
So we still need sustained investment in infrastructure, human capital for health, and equipment to ensure that no one woman dies while giving birth in the Gambia. UNFPA, the Sexual Reproductive Health Agency of the UN system, will continue to support the government.
The theme for this year's commemoration is Embracing the Power of Inclusive Data Towards a Resilient and Equitable Future for All. The Gambia Bureau of Statistics just wrapped up their population and housing census exercise to provide information on the size, distribution and characteristics of the country's population for development. Here is Nyakasi Mb Sanyang, the Gambia Statistician General.
The importance of data for development cannot be overemphasized. Let's harness the power of data to drive progress, accountability, and sustainable development. By embracing and leveraging data, we can create an equitable future for all and address inequality.
The State of the World Population Report, prepared by the United Nations Population Fund, was also launched at the event. The report provides valuable insights into global population trends, challenges and opportunities. Here is Salimata E.T. Toure, Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, who launched the report.
Today, the world is home to over 8 billion individuals, each with their own aspirations, hopes and dreams. More and equal access to opportunities for all people is the main cause for concern.
As the theme of this year's World Population Day reminds us, investing in data collection is important to understanding problems, tailoring solutions, and driving progress. So is finance. I urge countries to make the most of the Summit of the Future this year to unleash affordable capital for sustainable development. These are the words of the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres on the World Population Day commemoration. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Pasonko.
Road traffic accidents show no sign of abating, especially on some of our newer roads. In response, the National Roads Authority launches a road safety campaign. Here to tell us more, I have with me in the studio Mr. Osman Sanyang, the Managing Director of the National Roads Authority. Thank you very much for joining me on QTV Nightly News, Mr. Sanyang.
Thank you.
Why has the NRA come with such a campaign on the roads?
We built a new and very nice infrastructure recently, which is the Battle-Harding Highway. And we realized since it opened, or partially opened, because it's still under construction,
True.
There has been several accidents reported in this stretch of road. And for that reason, we thought it was timely, just before the road opens fully to the public, that we come in here and educate people on road safety and how to use this important piece of new infrastructure.
Well, that's very timely. But I noticed there are other roads that were built. But why are you starting with the Battle-Harding Highway as opposed to other roads?
The Battle-Harding Highway is about 22 kilometers itself, which is really relatively short considering the infrastructure, the network we have in this country. But it's new in the sense that it's got something that these roads don't have. It's a 3-lane dual carriageway road. That's the first of its kind in this country. And it's got few roundabouts on it as well. And we realize people are not using this properly as they should. And I think it's timely that they are educated in terms of how to use these roads so that it's safe for everybody. And that's the reason we started with Battle-Harding.
Personally, I know I am also a commuter on those roads, and sometimes once we get to the roundabouts, there's always a struggle as to who should go first and who should wait. How do you intend to communicate this to the masses? In what specific languages do you intend to use?
Well, you will see shortly in these videos, we actually show people how to use these roads, and especially roundabouts.
Okay.
Because the roundabouts are simple. It's just a junction. It's no different from the normal junctions that you have in this country, whereby when you reach a junction, you give way to traffic from the left. So roundabouts are also like that. I think what people don't understand sometimes is that it doesn't matter whether you come from the main road with the 3 lanes or the side roads with single lanes. The priority is always to give way to traffic to the left. And that's what we are showing in these videos. And if people follow those simple rules, I think it's going to make a lot of difference. We are reaching the people in all the local languages.
Awesome.
We're starting with English and then the local languages of Wolof, Mandinka, and Fula. But again, we'll be reaching in all the languages. As we go to meet the communities, we'll be targeting languages that they understand and we'll be communicating in those languages. So it's all the local languages we'll be dealing with.
Well, thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Sanyang, for finding time to speak to me on the QTV Nightly News, and we wish you the very best of luck on this important campaign.
Thank you for being a partner, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
That was Mr. Osman Sanyang, Managing Director of the National Roads Authority, with me in the studios. Away from that, officials of the Gambia's Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, PURA, called a press conference on Thursday to inform the public that several radio stations have either ceased operations or are operating on expired licenses. Julian Jai attended the press conference, and she now reports.
The press conference comes in the wake of a press release by PURA, which named 20 FM radio stations and which said that during its January and February 2024 nationwide monitoring exercise, the authority discovered that 5 registered radio stations had ceased operations without notifying the authority, as they are required to do by law. Prior to the monitoring exercise, PURA issued a compliance notice on the 22nd of December 2023 and January of 2024, urging radio stations to renew their licenses or suspend operations until they regularize their status. Here is Emma Mende, Director of Legal Licensing and Enforcement.
This is important because the deadline we gave was 10th of July. And I'm sure everyone is wondering what is going to happen after 10th of July. A regulator, we have to perform our task and our job according to the dictates of the law. Yesterday, I had a phone call where somebody asked me, so are we supposed to stop operation altogether because of the notice that we sent? I had to inform him, no, you're not required to stop immediately because that wasn't a revocation of your license. We are working by what the law provides. It was a notice of our intention to revoke. Now that we've received a lot of applications and representations made, within the deadline, we are now going to go back and review these applications and representation made, and we are going to make a decision on them. Following that, those that haven't submitted anything or made any representation, I also want to inform you that we've also gotten the approval of the Minister of Information to revoke those licenses.
Mohamed Ndour, Legal Licensing and Enforcement Manager, says as per their licensing registry, they have 38 licensed commercial radio stations. Barrister Ndour highlight those that are yet to submit their renewal applications.
Number 1, Dago FM, Sky FM, Malagan Communication Network, City Limit Radio, Alphala Radio, Juntin formerly Sahel, Nexus FM, Banjul FM, Capital FM, and Janekoto Radio FM. These were the list of radio stations. As per the 10th of July, have not filed in any written representation, neither have they filed in any renewal application.
Similarly, Pura also observed that some radio stations that have been issued broadcasting licenses but have never operated. Emma Mende, Director of Legal Licensing and Enforcement, outlined the way forward and the consequences for those who fail to comply.
One could say that we weren't as firm on them as we would, but that would change going forward. Because we also feel that we have tried to also do the playing nice one for a very long time, which was important, still important because of the role that they play.
Pura says these steps are necessary as it wants to assure the public that it remains committed to upholding its regulatory mandate to ensure a fair and thriving broadcasting sector that creates a level playing field and supports democratic values. For QTV News, I am Julden Yai.
The Gambia National Assembly today, Thursday, received reports from its delegations which had participated in various international forums, including the 148th Inter-Parliamentary Union Assembly in Geneva and the Pan-African Parliament's Extraordinary Session in South Africa. Aliu Cisse reports.
During the session, chaired by Deputy Speaker Sidi Eskinjai, members of the National Assembly delegations presented detailed accounts of their activities and discussions from the respective IPU and PAP meetings this year, focusing on global and continental issues such as human rights, climate change, and international security, and the election of vacant positions of President, First Vice President, and Fourth Vice President in the PAP Bureau. The Gambia's delegation to the Inter-Parliamentary Union, the largest gathering of parliamentarians, is headed by Deputy Speaker Sidi Eskinjai, while Honorable Alaji Mbow of Upper Salom heads the delegation to the Pan-African Parliament, PAP. Here are Keba Jallo, member of Jara Central and part of the delegation to the IPU, and Salifu Jao of Jokadu, a member of the PAP delegation, sharing their respective reports with the Parliament.
The of parliamentarians was also built on the notion that the dialogue is central to the peaceful resolution of conflicts. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, the IPU has consistently subscribed to this view and confirmed its dedication to work towards these goals. The position of President, Vice President, and then the First Vice President, and then the Fourth Vice President of the Bureau were vacant following elections and on constitutional changes of government in some AU member states whose delegates occupied these seats.
Members took time to debate the reports and share their views.
I want to salute the Gambia for standing with South Africa. Gambia is known for a country of democracy since change of government. Gambia is known for championing and pioneering human rights, rule of law, democracy, and good governance.
So I expected the delegation also to talk about the report of the TRRC and its implementation at the highest level, so that countries that are trying to adopt it or to follow it to make sure that Gambia's transition has gone in a right direction.
It's important to note
This is the second time the Parliament is always faced by the same or similar kind of problem that is surrounding the Bureau. The first one on the principle surrounding the voting, and that was argued partly they were saying that the elections should be based on rotation, but then there was problem with the rules and procedures. Thank God that had been addressed, and on that it has been now limited to principle of rotation.
Now, we're looking at what led to this leadership crisis. Now, if you cannot unite among yourself, if you cannot let go of positions for one another, how can you unite Africa? How can you unite Africa? How can you bring us together as Africans?
The Interparliamentary Union, IPU, a global organization of national parliament, was founded in 1889 and dedicated to promoting peace, democracy, and sustainable development through parliamentary diplomacy and dialogue. It has grown into a global organization with 180 member countries. The Pan-African Parliament is the legislative arm of the African Union. Both reports were adopted. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more local and sports news stories. Do stay tuned.
Hello, boss. Operation launched.
Go on, Bomber, go on.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
What is it, Bomber?
Hello, boss. I don't understand. Amazing discounts on all the best products.
But it's really easy to understand. During Butty Days, take advantage of exceptional discounts up to 50% on tile, sanitary, and light. From June 29th to July 13th, you will be splurging. Butty Mat, welcome home.
The future is now. With QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyapus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. 207 senior police officers have been promoted to various ranks during a ceremony at the police headquarters in Banjul on Wednesday. Loli M. Kamara reports.
These well-deserved promotions will encourage officers to be given more passionate and committed to fulfilling their primary mandate, as well as their performance in executing their duty of protecting lives and property and safeguarding national peace and security. Officials say these promotions were made after careful consideration of each officer's performance and experience in the field. The newly promoted officers are drawn from various divisions within the department, ranging from the ranks of Deputy Superintendent of Police, Superintendent of Police, Chief Superintendent, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Commissioner of Police, and Assistant Inspector General of Police, respectively. Assistant Inspector General of Police Administration, Ibrahim Abba, in his opening remarks, expressed his pride and confidence in the promoted officers, saying they have proved themselves as capable and deserving of their new ranks.
I am pleased to indicate that the officers to be decorated today are some of the finest police officers of the Gambia Police Force. So you should be very proud of yourself. Amongst them are seasoned police investigators, commanders, administrators, and prosecutors with vast knowledge and expertise in police or in policing and law enforcement.
The Inspector General of Police, Sidi Mukhtar Toure, praised the hard work and dedication of these individuals, stating that their promotions were well deserved.
The officers to be decorated today are among the future leaders of this noble institution. Amongst them are seasoned police officers that have honorably served locally and internationally. I will conclude by once again congratulating the promoted officers, their loved ones, well-wishers for this great achievement. To the promoted officers, I wish you the very best in your new rank and urge you to keep up the good work.
The Minister of Defense, Seri Modunjai, and Pate Jallo, Assistant Inspector of Police Operations, both commended the officers for their dedication and urged them to continue their commitment to serving the country.
Remember the importance of leading by example, fostering teamwork, and maintaining the highest standards of ethics and professionalism. Your dedication and expertise are vital in maintaining public trust and confidence.
Promotions as a challenge, and we want to affirm our full commitment to this challenge. As it is said, to whom what is given, what is expected.
The promotion ceremony was attended by family members, friends, and fellow officers. The atmosphere was filled with excitement and pride as the officers received their new badges. The department hopes that the promotions will motivate the officers to continue their excellent work and serve as an inspiration to their colleagues. They are also expected to continue serving with dedication and commitment to serving the country while upholding the values and integrity of the force. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
We'll now shift our attention now to some sports news. Gambia's queen of the track, Gina Mariam Bass Biteye, arrived back home on soil to a hero's welcome at the Banjul International Airport on Wednesday with the support of QCell Sunyubos. Our sports reporter Momodu Gajaga has more.
Gina Mariam Bass Biteye was received as a hero from the foot of the aircraft to the QCell main building. Enjoys the love and support offered to her by QCell Sunyubos and Gambians as she came into the country on Wednesday for a major signing ceremony with QCell on Friday morning. She described how it felt to receive such a wonderful greeting.
I'm on it. After here, I have to go back for training camp to prepare towards against it. Yeah. I feel good. I feel honored receiving QCell and my husband being present here to receive me as their special guest.
The Gambia's queen of the track's husband, Mustafa Biteye, was among the party for the welcome ceremony at the airport for his wife and praised QCell for the welcome accorded her.
Yeah, this is a very good idea. We will just like to thank QCell because this is something great they have done for her. As QCell is a Gambian brand, and we are very happy to see QCell welcoming her today as she is a Gambian, and this is to show that she is something great to the Gambia, and they have shown everybody that she is something great, and I think that is the best thing that we can afford her now as far as sports is concerned.
QCell, the Gambia's most innovative GSM company, has been assisting Gambian youths in a variety of fields, including sports, particularly football. QCell has now committed to supporting athletics. Ami Sise, senior manager with QCell Marketing, expressed pleasure in collaborating with Gina Mariam Bass Biteye.
Very happy to be here, very proud to be Gambian, and very honored to be standing next to Gina Mariam Bass. I think this is a great initiative by QCell, and I don't think there's any other company that is better suited to partner with Gina than QCell. This is Sunyubos. We're a Gambian-owned company. She's a Gambian. Her track record is amazing. And we wish her all the best in her future endeavors. And we know she will fly the Gambian flag high at the Olympics. And we're very honored to partner with her. We know that it would be one that would be beneficial for her and QCell as well.
Gina Mariam Bass Biteye was recently crowned African champion in both the 200 and 100 meters events at competitions such as the African Games and the African Senior Athletics Championship. As she trains for the Paris Games, Working with QCell is expected to bring her closer to realizing her dream of reaching the Olympic Games sprint finals. Mamudu Gajaga, KTV News.
Well, that's all we have for you in this bulletin. Join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.